right, man, let's talk about Jaden, Ivey, and Cade Cunningham and the bench, right? So Troy Weaver got a couple things that he got to do. The Pistons got a couple things they got to do on top of getting a head coach and, figuring out some other things that needs to be figured out. But I think the main objection is to support the core of Jaden, Ivey, and Cade Cunningham with the proper guys around them. We know that. And how Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey gonna play, but I do think people tend to forget that you gotta have depth in this league. Jaime Diallo, I think he sold his mansion out in West Bloomfield. People think Bojanovic could be going somewhere. He might be more valuable at the trade deadline. Alec Burke, Bojanovic is a good start for the bench. But also they gotta build that bench up. You know what I'm saying? And I think I've seen enough of Isaiah Stewart. And also James Wiseman. I mean, obviously they may start Wiseman and put Duren on the bench. It just don't make no sense, honestly. If that's the case and they want to roll with Wiseman, they might as well just trade Jalen Duren for the sake of Jalen Duren and for the sake of, probably, propping up that fifth pick. Because you got Houston offering, let's talk about that for a second. You got Houston offering the fourth pick in Jalen Green. You got Jalen Green talking about how he want Harden to come back. You do understand that Harden is going to be replacing you. So y'all not going to be playing together. All right. You got Portland talking about pairing Anthony Simmons with the third pick. But the only issue about those things is that today's game is super guard heavy. That's the biggest issue. Today's game is super guard heavy. So if the Pistons, if they really want to move on from Jalen Duren, which would be a stupid idea to do, they might have a leg up with Jalen Duren in the fifth pick over those other picks. But it depends, right? But nonetheless, a lot of people ain't kind of really talking about building that bench and that depth. And when the Pistons have been really good, they had that depth. And I think they got a good foundation when you start off with, let's just say Wiseman in a sane world where people know basketball. I think Wiseman, Bojanovic, Burks, that's a good start. And I think you say, well, what else they would need? I think they would need a point guard. I mean, Tyus Jones. I mean, I don't think Memphis gonna get rid of him now, but they would need a point guard. I mean, maybe somebody who can 3-and-D or somebody that can facilitate and defend or whatever. I think shooting is highly, I think it's required. It's a requirement. I mean, it's a requirement that you can't move off of. You got to be able to shoot the rock, defend, and if you can go in there and facilitate, that's pretty good. Maybe adding a guy like Patrick Beverly for attitude. I don't think he really on the facilitating thing, but I think kind of the fire, that he would light under Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey. I think that development, that attitude, he done been to the playoffs. He know what it is to kind of push those young players, and defensively, I think he could take them to another level. So maybe getting a guy like him, also guys like Malik Beasley, will be another great add, kind of to that. I mean, it's kind of interesting because you get away with Bogey at the 4, Wiseman at the 5, Burke Burke or Beasley playing the 2 or 3 and then the guard. I mean, I think you could get away with it. Beasley is really good defensively. Burke is solid defensively. Wiseman is solid defensively. So, yeah, you can get away with it. I think that's kind of the thing that they kind of want to look at. Beasley can shoot the ball. I know he's making a lot of money. Not sure if that trend going to happen, but maybe you get Torrey Craig as a supplement, somebody that can jump out there, guard some 1s, 2s, 3s, and similar situation, guard some 4s. So building that bench is something that I think is going to be very underrated. You got some people say, what about Karis LeVert? Then I think if, you like interested in Karis LeVert, I think you got to, really have him on the pinch count, and you kind of really got him replacing Bojanovic if you move him. Because I say that because he one of them dudes he's one of them rhythm guys. Him and Bojanovic kind of the same. Yeah, Bojanovic can spot up and shoot, but Bojanovic is, percolates at his best is when he, really be able to put the ball on the ground and be a scorer and be a rhythm scorer. And Karis LeVert the same thing. Yeah, he can knock down threes, but he more of a rhythm scorer. But he can defend too. But on the defensive end side of things, LeVert, Torrey Craig, Malik Beasley, great fit. Patrick Beverly, great fit. And then you start shooting. Beverly don't shoot the ball too bad neither. Beasley shoot the ball pretty well. Don't know why the Lakers didn't play him more, especially over D'Angelo Russell trying to keep Russell happy and keep him here after what he played in the finals. I mean, the conference finals, Western Conference final. I'll get rid of his ass. So you're kind of looking at the dynamics that they got some good mid-level guys that they can really build their bench with. I mean, and you talk about the options, just I think off top, the shooting is really good, and a lot of the defensive options is really good. And then obviously the possibilities of you kind of, if you draft a Cam Whitmore or somebody like that, you need somebody to step in and kind of help him, assist him with his grooming process, and maybe need to step into the starting lineup. We know Karis LeVert durability, you can't really count on him durability wise, so then you think about, can we get away with Malik Beasley playing the 3 or something like that? I mean, yeah, you could. Could you get away with Karis LeVert doing it? Yeah, the only reason I say them over Bojanovic because Bojanovic don't defend his position, and defense is what you need. That's a premium thing, and they all can shoot. So Torrey Gregg can shoot, defensive guy, sturdy, strong guy. So, yeah, a lot of those guys that I'm naming that you can rotate in, they can, even if, something happened in the backcourt, Patrick Beverley started in this league, and he's a high-level defensive player that's, that's not going to hamper or discourage whatever counterpart in the backcourt he in there with, if it's Burks, if it's Cade, if it's Jaden Ivey. So those possible mixtures that you're doing, they all mix and all go together. All those different flavors, it fits a theme. Most of those guys are solid shooters, or if not better shooters, and a lot of those guys are defensively really good. So, yeah, not really breaking the bank, really filling out that bench. Now if you can go out there, you can get a Mikal Bridges. I think at this point you can get a Cam Johnson. You can sign. You can sign him out of free agency. I mean, it's a great fit. You could turn around and maybe trade the 5th pick for a stretch 4. Obviously. Or somebody for a 4. Maybe you can go to Houston and be like, hey, man, we interested in Jabari Smith. What you want to do for Jabari Smith? Maybe you can have that conversation with them. But, at the end of the day, he love to shoot the 3. But, I think with him, you would love to see him kind of dominating inside the block a little bit. But, I mean, I don't know who really out there at the 4. Just kind of gauging what could be out there. Obviously, Tobias Harris, you can probably get him. They'll probably give you future compensation just to absorb that contract. Jeremy Grant, we already went down that street. He wanted to be a baller shot caller instead of play his position, and I ain't mad at you. Only live once. I don't know who all in the draft that fit that. You got from UCF. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you get somebody that to stopgap him. There at that position, or just maybe give, a guy like Porzingis 3-year deal or somebody like that. I can't think about who all, we kind of went over that already at that 4 position, but if you can move somebody at the 4, I mean, obviously, people not fans of Christian Wood, he just don't defend, and that's the problem with him. He just don't defend. If he defended, I would have no problem bringing him back. So, I mean, obviously, Zion Williams is going to be a conversation. Would you roll the dice on Zion Williamson? If they want to move him, I don't think I would. But yeah, you're looking for that stretch 4. I don't know. I'm trying to just think of just certain teams. I mean, some people say Julius Randle, but he's toxic. And then again, he's a rhythm scorer. He's another one of those guys that need to get in a rhythm, need the ball in his hand. So, you're kind of looking for that guy, man, to kind of just, play his role, but then again, it's also about, in that starting lineup to finish up, it's all about that fit. It's all about that fresh and fit. For those 3, especially Cade, Cunningham, and Jaden Ivey. That's kind of what you're doing now. At the end of the day, could you move one of those guys and say, well, we're gonna trade one and do something different? I mean, yeah, that's a conversation. That's a conversation that might have to be had. Like, okay, we might have to move one of these dudes and then build the team how we want to build them. But I think you better off building this team around Duren, Cade, and Ivey. Putting 2 additional shooters around them and building it around those guys. And I don't think it's too far out the realm of possibility. 3-and-D guys. That's what you're looking for. Bare minimum, you're looking for guys to space the floor. And I don't think they're going to be bad or liabilities defensively where you can't get away with a guy that's a really good shooter, maybe subpar defensively. But I think it's a lot to ask Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey to guard the wings of the day. So you want somebody that's going to go out there and kind of do like Tayshaun Prince did, which is the anniversary of him. I think they said 19 years of him blocking Reggie Miller's shot. You just need somebody to go out there that's going to do the dirty work. Yeah, you got Jalen Durham on the wings, who going to be able to match up with the LeBrons and the shit, I don't even know, the Julius Randles and guys like that, the Paolo Branchos, you know, the Benedict Matherins and the Giannis's. You need somebody, a few of those guys to be able to match up with those guys on the wings, and that's kind of what we shooting for. Somebody that can defend that paint, possibly defend the perimeter, you know, and be able to muscle up with those guys. And that's why those need guys surrounding them. So if you do get a switch, yeah, Cade Cunningham can defend those guys, you know, in a short period of time. Yeah, Jaden Ivey can defend some of those the great, you know, ones and twos at a short period of time. But you need those guys like a Karis LeVert, and Malik Beasley, and Patrick Beverly. You know, you need some of those guys to be able to, you know, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, to be able to guard those guys full time and do what they do. So, yeah, that's all I got, man. Check out Detroit Piston Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, next subscribe button, hit the bell icon button, hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video financially when it's support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Hit the link tree. I'm on everywhere: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Anchor. Peace.